And welcome back to the Flintstones Surprise at Dinosaur Peak, where we are going to be going into the halfway point of this world map, and that is going to be this surfing section. And it is really easy to lose a lot of lives here, and that's mostly due to getting stuck behind the scrolling screen. And this is where getting stunned is going to go against you, especially because there are a lot of enemies here, and whenever that happens, sometimes you can get crushed behind the scrolling screen, and that's always annoying. So yeah, this is just a lot of jumping and a lot of hitting, and that's the first part where you can get in trouble. But fortunately, this section is very short, and I keep falling for that one. But I mean, these pelicans are a little annoying, but fortunately they're not that big a deal. But yeah, we are done with that section. And we're 1 star away from an extra life. So let's just go ahead into this next section. And it's our boss, Mr. Slate. I forgot what he does exactly. I think, well, he runs a quarry, of course. But it turns out Fred's just one of the workers there. So now we can earn some brownie points with the boss by taking out these monkeys. And well, the way we gotta do that is just deal with these guys as they show up. And Fred's gonna be doing most of the work in this stage just because he is more suited to handle the challenges here, and there are also a lot of switches that we're gonna need to push, and Fred's gonna have to be the one to do that. And fortunately, we can just pick up some more power-ups, which is always fun. But yeah, the good thing about using Fred in this stage is that you can get access to a lot of cool stuff, and also extra lives, because we could always use more of those. Let's see, what else is... Okay, well that was stupid of me. Take 2 here. Alright, so, yeah, this is what I meant to do. Let's see. Getting back to everything. Yeah, this is another one where you have to let Fred hit the switches. And I think that power-up we got from that guy at the hockey game was that the sub-weapon meter would have gone back to 3 after we died. At least I think that's how that goes. I'm not really sure though, but it did get to stay at 4. And now Wilma and Betty are here. Although you also get one of the better sub-weapons in this game, and that is the lunchbox, and that's just basically a free health refill. Works the same as an energy tank in Mega Man. So I mean, that is something we are going to have to use to our benefit. And also some more tricky jumps. Yeah, the difficulty does do a nice job of picking up here. And the game gets tough without getting too tough. I mean, it does get pretty nasty near the end, but I am getting a little bit ahead of myself. So let's just get up here. Let's see, actually I want that bowling ball. Because we are up to the boss. And basically with this, the ringleader of the monkeys, I suppose. And the way we're gonna handle him is that we're just gonna wait for him to shoot. And then not hit the spikes. And yeah, what we're gonna do is just trap him in the corner like this. And that's really the easy way to go about doing this. And unfortunately, since I wasn't at full power, that took a little bit longer than I hoped, but he is dead, and that is the end of the stage. So this next stage is pretty special. It's actually reminds me a little bit of Rescue Rangers, where you would have to go through these like much bigger places. And then you would have to do that in order to just get through this place, and it's actually kind of like Rescue Rangers 2 where they had that restaurant at the beginning. Alright, I could use full power. And let's see, also just like Rescue Rangers, we had to use this toaster. Although I do want to know whose kitchen is this, if this is just a giant place. Okay, well I didn't want to do that. Yeah, the tricky part about this stage is it is pretty easy for damage to accumulate on you. Yeah, we got ourselves another extra life, always good. And see, these, the biggest pains that we have to deal with when we're underwater is these fish, and also there are going to be frogs that show up later on. And speaking of which, here they are. So what we're going to do is just wait for these guys to jump, and then we're just going to deal with them accordingly. Of course, good timing is key. And see, fortunately this is a pretty simple stage, but at the same time they do offset that by having a lot of enemies, and it is pretty easy to shed through a few lives in this stage. I mean, if you're not careful, I mean, that's just how these games get later on. So let's just go ahead and just swim up here. And swimming's a little bit complicated. I mean, it's kind of like jumping out of the water, which does get a little bit complicated, and it's not that it's that big a problem, it's just that it's kind of inconvenient. And that's really about it. That's why I want to get up here. Yeah, I wanted to get up here because I need to get the lunchbox, just because I'm taking too many hits here. I just gotta be careful here. Oh, that is not careful. Let's see, fortunately this part isn't really that tough. Let's see, I think... yeah, we're almost done here. So all we gotta do is just cling to this part with Barney and then just let him take care of that. And they are generous enough to give you an extra heart. Which is one thing that is good about this game, is that even if you do slip up, this game is pretty forgiving when it comes to giving you your power-ups back. So let's see, this boss is just the spider, and fortunately this guy's pretty easy. You know, sprite flickering notwithstanding. But see, all I'm doing here is just using Fred to get some big shots in, and then using Barney to hit him from far when he decides to shoot those webs at us. But yeah, this guy is pretty simple, and really all you have to watch out for is just getting caught off guard. Like when he decides to show up on top of you. But that is the end of him, and just keep up a consistent attack pattern and then you'll be fine. So now to enter the stadium for the basketball game. And I mentioned that I have lost this game before during practice runs. And the main reason for that is because, well, that's because I allow stuff like that to happen. Let's see, what I want to do is I just want to build a pattern here. And that involves passing the ball up to myself and then just putting the ball in that way and then getting some layups. And this is really the easy way to rack up the score on this guy, and since I feel like a jerk, I'm just gonna go ahead and rack up the score on him. Or I mean, run up the score. And either way, this is basically all I'm gonna be doing, so I'm probably just gonna either speed this up or edit out some parts. I don't really know yet, though. So now that I ended the game on a 40-0 run, I'll just go ahead and collect my prize now. So at least we got that going for us, even though I still haven't exactly figured out what they do yet. But now for our last stage for today, and this is going to be a platforming challenge stage. It's kind of a mix of platforming and also moving quickly. Especially because these damn ghosts are going to be what's going to cause me the most trouble. Especially because they're there to either take away your health or also to slow you down, so you don't end up getting the gate in time and then you just end up having to do the whole thing over again. Which is one reason why I think I'm going to go to Barney for these sections. Just because I feel like his way of handling things, or just because I think his slingshot is better for dealing with these ghosts. And also, he is better equipped to run under stuff. And yeah, this is gonna be a long stage, and it's gonna be more or less just a bunch of short puzzles at one time. I mean, just a bunch of short puzzles that end up adding up. But this one's a little bit trickier because you have to beat the door. Or yeah, you have to get there before these two damn ghosts blocking the way. And it is really easy to die in this place because you ran out of health or got hit too much. So let's just try this again, why not? Alright, got it that time. And yeah, you really do have to watch out with these pots. I mean, it is really easy to just run into stuff. And okay, that did not go the way I wanted it to. Okay, well this has not been going very well for me, and let's see, that's... Oh, I wanted to trigger that guy, but I don't know, I guess he's not there. Alright, let's just go ahead and... Okay, why do I... Alright, let's just try that. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and collect my thoughts here because that was just incredibly sloppy on my part. So let's just try this again, why not? Okay, that's what I was supposed to do, but that was just... I don't know what the hell's going on today. But let's see, okay, well at least I got one of my lives back. Okay, now I think I know what those power-ups do. I think they just let you keep your health. I don't know, I'm just guessing on this part. But at the same time, then again, there is tangible evidence of that, so... Then again, I might be right. So let's see, I think, yeah, there's that watermelon. Yeah, now they're switching to watermelons that are gonna come out of pots, and then they also explode whenever you hit them, so... Yeah, that doesn't help. So let's see, what I gotta do is just... keep going this way. Now this part's a little bit trickier just because, there's just a lot of things going on, and... we do have to... Okay, that was close. Yeah, just because there's a lot going on, and there are ghosts to avoid, and there are also just, things that need to be done while you're trying to move. And that was where the watermelon was that I thought was there earlier. So we do have to trigger that thing in order to, get out. And they are generous enough to give you a health refill. You know, just in case you needed it, unless you were playing stupidly like I was. Alright, let's just get going here. And that is not what I need. Let's see, how do I want to do this now? Okay, you get out of the way, and then you go ahead and get hit. So what I want to do is just lure this guy over to the left. Just by being there, and then I think I could get away with getting over to the right. Let's see, does this work? Alright, well that seemed to work, says we're at the boss. And either way, the boss is just this witch, and basically the pattern is that she'll shoot something at you to turn you into, I guess, like an imp or something, and then send these bats after you. And see, she's not really that tough unless she teleports right on top of you, Dracula style. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, this is a pretty easy boss. But there isn't really too much to worry about here. And see, let's just go ahead and deal with her. And for this boss, usually Fred's gonna be the one doing the most damage, so let's just go ahead and let her do that. And that is the end of the witch, and mercifully the end of this stupid stage. But yeah, I think on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and call the video here, so join me next time as we go to Dinosaur Peak and save the day for Pebbles and Bam Bam. I will see you then.